Hello everyone and welcome to one more on-demand session during Sitecore Symposium 2020. Session I'm going to talk about is implementation recipes for Sitecore Commerce in the real world, enabling end-to-end commerce using Sitecore. Namaste. I will briefly introduce myself. I am working in a capacity of Regional Practice Lead MEA region at Horizontal. I hold more than 11 years of experience working in Sitecore, part of a buzzing Sitecore MVP group since 2015. I have been working on Sitecore Commerce now from past 2 years, and as a reward to my community sharing on Sitecore Commerce, I got acknowledged as Sitecore Commerce MVP 2020. I reside at Vadodara, Gujarat, India. You can reach out to me via email at bpatel@horizontal.com. My Twitter handle is @bridge_Baroda, and I would love to connect with you. I share my Sitecore knowledge because I believe sharing is caring on my blog site www.techitpro.com. In this session, I will be sharing insights and our experience for Sitecore Commerce implementation about a customer, Lixil Group, when they teamed up with Horizontal, a platinum Sitecore partner. It will be a start to finish execution of Lixil Group multi-brand, multi-site, multi-region, multi-language Sitecore Commerce implementation. We will walk through how business needs were captured, defined, our approach to UX UI, and how we set up XE in scaled environment along with automated deployments. I am also going to cover how we handle key integrations with various tools just to enable truly and fully commerce, including SAP, Salesforce, BaazarVoice, Braintree, Product Information Manager, Stibo, and Kount. To make session simple, understandable, and interesting, I have done an analogy here. Let's cook or prepare a Sitecore Commerce dish when a food lover visits a restaurant. So Lixil Group will be a food lover and Horizontal a restaurant here. Lixil makes pioneering water and housing products that make better homes a reality for everyone and everywhere. Born in 2011 through a merger of five of Japan's most successful building material and housing companies, they draw on their Japanese heritage to create world-leading technology and innovate to make high-quality products that transforms homes. Today, Lixil is a global enterprise with over 70,000 employees in more than 150 countries worldwide, having expanded internationally by acquiring some of the most trusted brand names in the industry, including Grohe and American Standard. Lixil is made up of many individual brands, each in a different way, but all with the same purpose to make a better home a reality for everyone and everywhere. Lixil brand portfolios includes global brands such as INEX, Grohe, and American Standard. Product brands in Japan such as Accessier. Distribution and service brands such as Viva Home. With a variety of brands selling through multiple channels, Lixil needs a digital presence to be both beautiful and functional as well. To consolidate brands, regions, and languages all under one platform to provide a unified experience for customer and Lixil marketing team. Objective or challenges that Lixil Group had are turning on direct e-commerce instead of sending customers to showrooms, enabling selling of products versus just parts. A third-party commerce implementation tool which was difficult to extend for new features, sitting on top of Sitecore platform. And yeah, Sitecore platform 2 was outdated. Maintenance of sites was challenging, including manual deployments on various infrastructure, AWS and Azure PaaS, as sites were hosted separately. Integration with Product Information Manager PIM to avoid content population of few hundreds of product manually by product managers. A solution was proposed to Lixil Group as a dish, a high-level insight of what all ingredients will be gathered and cooked to prepare a Sitecore Commerce dish. First, thinking of what brands and regions are business critical, the outcome was grow US and Canada, and later on with American Standard, US, Canada, and Mexico. What would be the Sitecore technology stack incorporated to achieve business objectives? It was Sitecore 9, Sitecore Commerce to develop a proof of concept, and as Sitecore Commerce always has to be done with Sitecore Storefront, Sitecore SXA was included. Business critical pieces of e-commerce required to be delivered and all third-party integrations to make it a full-blown e-commerce site. Lastly, how the site has to look in terms of various types of pages and templates. For example, homepage, super category page, a product detail page, product list page, my account pages, order history, warranty forms, contact us forms, and newsletter subscriptions. Designing of server architecture was carried out based on minimum recommendation infrastructure from Sitecore. Sitecore Commerce was deployed at a full possible scaled infrastructure to provide requirement performance, ease of maintenance, deployments, and high availability. Servers were planned and created using infrastructure as a code using Terraforms. The roles that were deployed are 2 content delivery servers, a Solar cloud containing 3 Solar and 3 Zookeeper instances, 1 Redis server on Linux instead of Windows, 1 Xconnect role, 1 Commerce authoring role which was combined to the Commerce DevOps role, a Commerce minion role, a standalone processing role. The Commerce shops were divided into 2 servers, a Sitecore identity role, publishing instance, business tool, and finally a content management role combined with a reporting role. The databases like Web, Core, Commerce Global, and Commerce Shared environments were put on a SQL server under high availability. Rest of the databases were put on a single standalone SQL server. Next recipe is to prepare a plan for all data flows to and from Sitecore and its integrations, providing a visual insight for the upcoming architecture of the platform and the application. It also provides a bridge to overcome communication gap between all vendors, business, and the IT teams. Plugins play an important part, allowing Sitecore Commerce engine to be extended for carrying out customizations. These plugin interacts with various third-party integration APIs as well. Designing of catalogs for products which contains categories nested to n levels for classifying product is an important starting point, which allows the products to be represented on the website. A very important piece also to consider is how product data will be dumped into Sitecore Commerce. Large enterprise will have PIM product information managers to consolidate and store product data. Hence, a product import plugin has to be written. Commerce platform will also have registered customers, which needs to be considered to be migrated or carry forwarded from some other existing platforms. Customization was done on customer entity to allow storing of warranties for the products that were purchased by the customers. Similarly, other various plugins like payment, tax, shipping, promotions should be defined, which will revolve their functionalities around Sitecore Commerce, ending to make it a robust plug-and-play architecture. Let's move forward and see how the project was planned and executed. Now once the ingredients are ready and designed, cooking of Sitecore Commerce dish can commence. A marination process was planned to showcase essential and critical business needs by defining proof of concept objectives. It also allowed team having Sitecore skill to overcome a steep learning curve for Sitecore Commerce skills. Proof of concept to showcase integration with Stibo for importing product information into Sitecore was designed. Demonstrate that products can import for different brands and regions, demonstrate integrations with SAP using existing web services, specifically order processing between SAP and Sitecore. The proof of concept project was to have functionalities like import process to pull products into Sitecore Commerce, Sitecore to be configured for having multi-brand, multi-region, multi-language, multi-tenant functionalities for Sitecore Commerce, creation of product list and detailed pages to display product information, the cart functionality, the checkout functionality, login functionality with an assumption user is already registered with Sitecore, display of shipping options, hard-coded like FedEx integration might not be necessary, submitting orders to SAP and pulling information back from SAP to check status of an order. Next step was to carry out the Storefront SXA component mapping, a shift to the SXA workflow mindset and process. On the left, it's an ideal SXA flow that is being carried out where user experience, design, front end, back end, and content entry can carry on in some overlap or parallel for faster time to market. In terms of Lixil, that reality got changed and the user experience design were carried out together with an overlap of backend, front end, and then content entry. A reverse approach was adopted instead of allowing UX UI team to design pages and components in isolation. Instead, they were introduced to all out of the box existing components of SXA and storefront sites, hence allowing quick development of components without revising UX and UI during project build phase in case technical team finds it hard to implement a design. Following SXA faster time to market approach, UX and UI can be designed in phases or batches, allowing divide and conquer by breaking UX UI into batches, mapping functionalities and components to storefront out of the box. Sprint, scrums, agiles, periodic UAT releases as well as production releases. Yeah, again, a non-live environment. Incremental growth and deliverables are to be planned, allowing delivery team to define and finalize minimal viable product for a launch. Here, a brochure site just having product details was decided. Rest of some complex implementations were planned for later stages to match business needs to be moved as quicker as possible to new platform. No commerce flow in phase 1, phase 2 to have all commerce and integrations, marketing automation, abandoned cart and resume cart were planned later. Laying down continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines also play a major recipe to get a scaled, flexible platform for commerce needs, where the sales on the website matters if there is a huge downtime to carry out deployments and quality assurance cycles. Designing deployments to Sitecore roles, Sitecore Commerce, using some tools like TeamCity and Octopus Deploy has to be planned. Sitecore Commerce configs are JSON variable replacements which are also required to be planned. And lastly, local deployments on a developer box allows to reduce installation and troubleshooting times. A commerce platform will always be supported and dependent on integrations with other APIs or vendors to make it successful and allow business to have return of investment. Hence, integrations are to be planned accordingly. Integration with key players are to be planned. Marketing capabilities for newsletter, contact us, warranty registration, abandoned cart, and resume cart were handled by integrating with Salesforce. Checkout flow activities like address validation using FedEx, calculation of tax using SureTax, fraud detection and payment by Braintree and Kount were planned. Similarly, order management, fulfillment, shipping, status of orders to be considered with a background activity from SAP. Product inventory used to come from SAP as well. BaazarVoice was used for product ratings, reviews, and question and answers for a product. Submitting updated product data periodically to BVPI was integrated. Sitecore Commerce Experience Analytics has more than 15 plus reports to provide marketers insight into commerce day in and day out for customer products, orders, abandoned cart insights. Making sure these reports work correctly and they capture necessary data is to be noted as one of a recipe. Missing on validation of these reports to collect data will lead into business not realizing correct ROI. Order report summary shares information about orders, the number of orders, total order amount, and average order amount, and contains 4 charts that provide more detailed information specifically on orders. Customer analytics report on the Experience Analytics dashboard shows information about the number of customers registered onto the system and more details in form of tables around customers. Making sure the product related reports and data is captured on the analytics dashboard, showing product detailed reviews, most viewed products, and then the best sellers in a product. Similar to product, there is another report showing the categories and which are the most viewed ones. One of the most other important report would be the Sitecore Experience Profile application containing reports that display the data gathered by Sitecore Commerce Connect. After installing the Sitecore Commerce Connect module, the Experience Profile contains an additional 6 comma tabs for subtask. To note, the important one are the orders particularly placed by a customer, products that a particular customer or a XConnect profile person is interested in. Are there any missed opportunities? What are the abandoned carts that are being dropped by this profile? And last, what are the current shopping cart activities of a particular profile being tracked? It's always on a safer side to prepare and be flexible for all the unknowns. We ran into problems, bugs, but the key was to have patience and focus on deliverables to make a launch success. Lixil, horizontal and Sitecore support team pulled up together, having involvement from Sitecore leadership also, as well as to get resolutions of all the bugs that were being faced during this commerce implementation. Let's look at some unknown and challenges faced during this Sitecore Commerce implementation. Sitecore Commerce was planned for launch with Sitecore Commerce 9.1 when the build was started. However, before we go live, Sitecore and Commerce 9.2 were released with new features like direct navigation, performance improvement. These new features looked more stable and hence 9.2 Commerce. However, impact was to do all the infrastructure changes and extending the deadline for Commerce launch. Redis cache layer for Commerce was introduced in 9.2, which required changes at the infra level as well. Other challenges were product and categories kept on disappearing for unknown reasons. So after a partnership with Sitecore Commerce support and some long working hours with them, the issue was resolved. Product import, that was one of my colleague used to say it's a product import saga. Import ate up a lot of energy from the team with multiple parties involved. Hence, planning the product import is going to be a key part of commerce implementation. Experience analytics reports not showing the correct data or not at all showing the data was also one of the challenge faced. Localization entity not updating language data in commerce, as we were targeting Canada English and Canada French languages. Product data was not getting imported, and we were required to fix this. So here are a few challenges that needs to be encountered. So with this, I conclude my session, making me think it would have given you a better insight to work with Sitecore Commerce. Thank you all for hearing me out.